This is the facelifted version of the Citroen C5 A-Cross. With the facelift, with the update, it's got a slightly better identity, a better character. But at the same time, the sticker price has gone up by over 2.5 lakh rupees. So do we still recommend the C5 A-Cross to you as a purchase in the segment? Well, for the answer, stay tuned to the entire video because the opinion and the feedback comes from me as well as my team members. You can see behind me right now. They're very curious about the C5 and why not. By the way, you can jump to a particular section on the timeline in case you want to skip to a particular parameter. I will start by walking you through the changes made to the exteriors and the interiors. Then we all get inside the car to talk to you about the interior space and comfort. Then the very important and the famous ride quality. Then the engine performance and so on. Now, before we start with the review of the C5 A-Cross, guys, a lot of interesting videos are running on 91 Wheels. The links to those videos are currently in the description section below. For example, the Kashmir to Kanyakumari run in the Tata Tiago ICNG, the Udaipur to Delhi run in the Grand Vitara, the Delhi to Bombay run in the XUV 700, the Pune to Delhi run in the Scorpio N, and so on. So after this video, do not forget to check out those videos as well. Plus, for the interesting updates from 91 Wheels YouTube channel, you know what to do, guys. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button and of course the bell icon as well. Right, then the changes done on the new version of the C5 for 2022. The C5 has always been a different looking SUV in the segment, having its own identity, and happy to report the new model carries on the same legacy. Remember, it competes in a segment that's got a lot of options for you as a buyer. You have the new Tucson, you have the Tiguan, of course you also have the Jeep Compass on the lower end and the massive Toyota Fortuner and the Gloucester and the Kodiaq on the other hand. But again, as I told you, happy to report this one looks unique, it looks different, and it looks very, very sharp. Just look at these DRS and the headlights. These are new and definitely add a touch of aggressiveness into the way the C5 looks. The grille is new and of course the bumper is also new. So the whole front end of the C5 has changed as compared to the older version. On the side profile, I'm a big fan of the way the alloy wheels look like. I think, in my opinion, a good set of alloys will definitely give a new identity to any car, and these are sporty, these are gorgeous. Like the front new headlamps, you also have LED effect for the tail lights. These are new, these are striking, and they look very nice when it gets dark on the outside. So to summarize the exterior changes, a new set of tail lights, a new set of headlights, grille, bumper, and of course the alloy wheels. At the same time, happy to report once again there are good changes which are meaningful on the inside. What are these? Well, see you on the inside of the C5. Now, the whole concept that Citroen is following on the inside is about cleanliness and space. So out goes the gear lever and in comes the toggle switch to go between the various modes of parking, reverse, neutral and drive. Likewise, no physical handbrake but a small button to activate the same. You have a lot of places to keep your knickknacks, your phones, your mobile, and of course your cup holders, and a very massive, generous, deep storage space under the armrest. The other big change is the new infotainment system coming in over here, and because of the infotainment system, the AC vents have been repositioned and realigned in terms of the positioning. You also have a few touch buttons over here. It can be a fingerprint magnet, but it works very well to go between various functions of the car. Apart from these changes, Citroen claims they have added extra padding to the seats. I have always been a big fan of the seats of the C5, but these should now provide extra amount of cushioning, extra amount of comfort. Is that true? Well, we'll discuss that as the video goes forward. So yeah, big changes were about the cleanliness over here, the new infotainment system, the repositioning of the AC vents and the better seats. So what about the boot space? Thankfully, good news for you because this one offers you 580 liters of space even with the second row in place. What does that mean? Well, for practical purposes, we have a medium-sized suitcase, one backpack, a large camera bag, a gimbal bag over here and one helmet as well. So will all this fit inside the boot easily? Let's find out. First, the suitcase, it goes in on the right side. Then will come the camera bag. This goes in next. and I still have 50% of the boot left. So the gimbal bag can go here, my backpack goes inside, the helmet comes in inside, this can possibly come in over here, and I still have ample space to talk to you like this. It's time now to get my team members inside the car for a proper review from 5 people coming your way. Right then, the interior, space and comfort of the C5 from 5 people point of view. I will start with the numbers first. I stand 6 feet tall and with me is Tejan at 5'11". Both of us, as you can see, are on the healthier side. Behind me, we have 3 team members, Jatin at 5'9", Shipranshu at 5'10", and Julian at 5'9" once again. So 5 people, 3 very fit and 2 very healthy in the C5 Across. We went for an extended spin in the car. I have the car with me for the last 2 days. Also drove it to Jaipur last week for a 500-kilometer run. So from my point of view, the good things are that the seat, definitely the extra cushioning and the extra padding for the new version, you can feel it over bumps, over undulations and for a long distance journey. My seat is not really on the lower side right now, and yet I have good visibility. I have decent amount of headroom over here in spite of this massive panoramic sunroof. I seem to love this well-defined space. You have your cocoon in your own private zone over here as a driver or as a co-driver. The footwell area is really wide, so that's a plus point for those who wear size 11 or 12 in terms of the shoe or the boot size. Negatives, well, the door pads over here, they don't have a well-defined bottle storage space. So if you put a bottle in the door pad, it will actually lie down, it won't stand straight, and if it lies down over undulation, broken roads, it could leak in my opinion. But that said, the quality of materials, the features over here, which we'll talk at a later stage, everything feels spot on for a car of this segment. I will stop speaking now and over to Tejan for his opinion, his experience in terms of the space and comfort.
Well, the first thing that I noticed while entering the front passenger seat of the C5 Across is that the door opening angle is pretty wide. So this means that any passenger of any age, especially aged people, they are definitely going to feel a lot more comfortable while getting inside and outside of the car. And second thing, obviously, because Citroen is known for making one of the most comfortable cars, the bolstering on the front seat is superb. I'll say this is something that I have personally not experienced in any of the cars in this segment. Yes, there are good European rivals which are present in this price segment, but Citroen C5 provides me a very different and comfortable, especially mixed with luxury kind of experience at the front seat. Obviously, because the interior theme is all black, that means that initially you might feel that the cabin is smaller or shorter, but as you can make out, I'm 5'11". My legs are pretty much comfortable, and due to the large glass area and thanks to the panoramic sunroof, the cabin feels a lot more airy. And talking about the seat again, the thigh support is brilliant, especially because I have some back problems, so my lower back is feeling at home. I'll compare my front seating to the sofa in my home. I'm not exaggerating. And the footwell area, again, as Banisha said, a lot of space down for my feet. AC is working supremely fine. Yes, there are a few negatives. I won't say negatives, maybe the shortcomings. For example, when you open the door, you will find that the cladding has been mixed with the door itself. So that means that if you are going to open the door near around any footpath or a tight parking space, that's going to be an issue. Especially you have to take care a lot about it. So that's something that I found the shortcoming, you can say, about it. And speaking again of the inside cabin ambience, it is very comfortable. And then again, speaking about the cubby holes and storage spaces inside the cabin, especially at the front, are a lot more easier and accessible. For example, I have my phone in my hand, so I can put it over here in the center console, left side on the door pad, and again this very deep center armrest which we just showcased to you. So all in all, I'll rate the front passenger seat experience supremely comfortable. Baki rest, the team will tell about the rear space.
Before we go over there, I want to show you something. This armrest, the storage space is so huge, you can actually put 2 such lunch boxes right over here. We have one of this right now. We have bag full of accessories. One more coming in over here. We have a mics, we have a small tripod. So this thing is a place where you can literally store 6 to 8 large cans of a soft drink or a couple of lunch boxes with ease. I've not seen so much space being offered. Then 2 cup holders, place for your wallet, place for your couple of mobiles, anywhere in a car which is 5-seater. Likewise, even the glove box is massively deep.
So as Tejan said that the all-black interior makes the Citroen C5 Aircross cabin quite premium. So that's there. And now let's talk about the rear seat comfort. So the comfort more Shubhranshu will talk to you about, but let me tell you about the space. So as Bunny sir is 6 feet tall, I stand 5 feet 9, and I have a decent amount of leg room, so I can just freely move my legs over long distance of journeys. But the same cannot be said about the shoulder room. As you can see, he is 5'11", I am 5'9", and there's just a fair amount of shoulder room, and definitely over long distance of journeys it's not quite comfortable. So over to you, Shubhranshu. How do you feel about the comfort first of the car?
So as Jatin said, the space is nice at the back seat. If I talk about comfort, the seat cushioning is very good, and the plus point in the Citroen C5 Aircross is all 3 seats are individual, so I can adjust the recline angle by myself. I don't have to rely on my co-passengers to adjust the recline angle. I can slide my seat forward and backward. And one more thing, the adjustable headrest on the middle seat. So from this point of view, the seat is very comfortable, and cushioning and overall cabin feeling is very good. Panoramic sunroof and the large glass area makes the cabin feel airy. Now Julian will tell you more about the rear seat of Citroen C5 Aircross.
So as soon as I enter the car, the first thing I notice is that the gate opening angle is very nice, and once I enter, as Tejan is like almost 5'11", I am 5'9", still there's ample amount of space, knee room over here, which is very good. And talking about space, we have a lot of place to keep our phones in the pocket in front of me, and over here as well the door handle, it can work as a phone holder as well, which is very good option for you. Other than that, although the single seat option is very good in this car, but because of that there is no center armrest, which is missing in this car, and I wish it was here. But overall the car is very good and spacious for me.
Now the C5 continues to come with the same diesel engine. There is no petrol as of now, only one trim level, the Shine variant, and only one engine option. It's a front wheel drive, no manual, 8-speed automatic. In the C5, something that will blow you away are the NVH levels, the noise, vibration, harshness levels. Of course, you can hear out the diesel clatter under the bonnet, but once you start moving at 30, 40, 50, the overall noise levels on the inside are definitely very less. 8-speed automatic with your drive mode, so it's not a 4x4, but you do have those pseudo drive modes coming in case you're stuck in sand or you are in snow. You can use those modes. You also have the eco mode and the sport mode and the normal mode. Flat out 0 to 100, it's a quick SUV with one person on board. How quick? Coming up on your screen. Thankfully, the 8-speed automatic also comes with paddle shifter. So in your manual mode from here, you can control the gears, whatever gear you want to be. Paddle shifters behind the steering wheel, and it's not a dual clutch setup, but overall response from the gearbox is something that won't leave you wanting for more. And now about the very important and popular aspect of the C5, something it's known for, and that has to be the ride quality. I'll immediately go off the road with 5 people to show you how well the suspension is tuned. So it's the suspension and the seats coming together to give you one of the best ride qualities under 50 lakh rupees in India. I'm not overhyping it too much. This is the reality. No road, broken patches. In spite of 5 people and the load and the luggage, this one is going across this small trail without any issues. You can see the amount of vertical and horizontal movements on our heads is really very well controlled. What about you, Tejan?
So yes, on the off-road trail, and I've been sitting in this car for more than like 2 or 3 hours maybe, and I was very skeptical about going on such kind of soft trail with loose sand, because suspension has been very brilliant on the tarmac, but this has surprised me too much. I'll say I was not expecting that Citroen will do so better on the Indian rough roads or the off roads. And we have 5 people, as you can make out, so easily we can put out like 500 kg plus on the car. Is currently sitting inside, and
With the luggage.
With
We
the
aren't
luggage.
too heavy, huh? With the luggage.
so yes, obviously, and with steep inclines and steep declines, despite of the long wheelbase, the suspension is working so fluently that I am just very comfortable as I am traveling on a expressway. Apart from the fact that the scenery has changed, that's it. But I feel that this ride keeps on continuing because I am feeling very homely in this car.
At the rear seat, the suspension feels well controlled. It absorbs the bumps and soft road bumps very easily. The NVH level in the cabin are well controlled. Plus, the seat cushioning and seat quality gives the plush comfort which you need on the rear seat. So, from back seat point of view, the suspension is very well tuned. You can easily take it on hard roads, rough patches, and it will glide through it very easily.
And I guess we three can agree that we are still comfortable over here in this car on this road and the tarmac as well.
And when you go back on the tarmac, you will definitely have a smile on your face if comfort is what you seek. This may not be the best in terms of handling. There is some kind of body roll coming in because the overall setup of suspension is on the softer side, but the speed breakers and the high speed manners and the overall comfort factor is something that's going to impress a lot of people if you're purely looking at comfort levels. But once again, a sharp lift and you can make out there is body roll. So if you want an SUV with sportier edge, a sportier underpinnings, you could possibly look at the Tiguan. But as an overall comfort package for you, your family, your friends, or a backseat comfort, this is something definitely that has to be picked in the segment. And because it's an 8-speed automatic, it has a tendency to upshift very early. In flowing traffic, for example, Mumbai to New Mumbai, or Bengaluru to Hosur, or Delhi to Gurgaon, you can easily get an indicated 14 to 15 kmpl in moving traffic. Out on the highways at 90 kmph with the AC running and the gearbox in the 8th gear, the engine is literally sleeping, giving you over 18 kmpl as per the display. So yeah, it's fast, it's efficient, and it's smooth.
And well, now coming to the features of the Citroen C5 Cross, there are plenty of usable features inside the cabin. I'll start from the driver's side. First of all, you get a fully digital speedometer, and that is laid out in the typical Citroen manner, like the squarish dials and squarish text and font that you also see on the C3 and other international models. Similar layout followed on this screen. And then coming to the infotainment screen, well, it does what it is supposed to do. It's got the Android Auto, it's got the Apple CarPlay, so you get pretty much everything that you need. You need navigation, it's got that. It has the dual zone climate control, so the front passenger and the driver obviously can select their own temperature modes. Apart from that, the center console, which is definitely something that you must have not seen in this segment, not just in terms of the design, but also the features and the well laid out, very simplified buttons. So first of all, you get the PRND, that is the simple driving toggle switch. This is something different that we are not accustomed to, because when you see the rivals, they have either the knob to switch off or maybe a rotary dial. But you have the wireless charger over here. You get 2 USB ports which you can use to charge your phones. You also get a 12-volt charging socket, and then again you have these very sleek and well laid out touch buttons for your infotainment, your navigation, your Bluetooth connectivity to the phone, and then you again get a rotary old school dial for adjusting the music or inside the car. And then again you also get the electronic power handbrake button over here, which is definitely something that you see on a higher class car. And you also have this drive mode button just above it, so that you can switch between these pseudo drive modes. And then coming towards the passenger seat, the main difference between the driver and passenger seat is the way they adjust. That seat, the driver seat, is completely electronically adjustable, but the passenger seat has manual adjustment. Yes, that is something I think Citroen could have done better with, because the rivals, they have started to offer more. Citroen, are you listening? Well, apart from that, one thing that most of the manufacturers have started pouring in their budget cars as well is the front ventilated seats. It's going to come a lot more handy in the Indian traffic conditions, in the weather conditions especially. So I think Citroen could have at least given us the front ventilated seats. But all in all, the amount of features inside the car are definitely not just more than enough, but also usable. They are not just like gimmicky features that you will not use most of the times. And I think there are some more features at the rear seat for which Citroen C5 has been mainly designed for, which my colleagues are going to tell you just now.
By the way, as a driver's point of view in traffic, if you have a blind spot happening around you where you can't see a car in your rearview mirror, on this part or this part, the mirrors have the blind spot indication coming in. So from a driver's point of view, you become more safer for yourself and traffic conditions. However, ADAS is missing at this price point from the C5. This is something that manufacturers are offering in India at a lower price point, and going forward, Citroen can definitely offer this. We saw something on the lower part of the front bumper. It looks like a dummy radar or a place where a radar can be put. So a radar will definitely mean the ADAS coming in. Also, if I could nitpick, there is no proper 360-degree camera setup in the C5.
And I just love the ride quality. We are going over a lot of undulation right now and the car simply glides over it. Well, switch over to the rear seat.
Now, talking about the features at the rear seat, the first and foremost is this big panoramic sunroof, and I think this is one feature that we Indians quite love. In the beginning of the journey, I started with if 3 passengers will be comfortable in the Citroen C5 Aircross and the space will be enough or not. Well, comfort level and the space is manageable, but the sense of airiness that we Indians need to feel at the rear seat, well, thanks to this big panoramic sunroof, it is suffice, and I'm quite enjoying the comfort and the space level at the rear seat. The next feature are these rear AC vents. Well, it is quite good when the temperatures reach 50 degrees in Indian summers. And the third is this USB charging port. All about the features that you get at the rear seat of the Citroen C5 Aircross.
At over 36 lakh rupees ex-showroom daily, this is not something I would call as a value for money SUV in the segment. That crown in my books is reserved for the Hyundai Tucson. Now this one does not have 4x4, it does not have ADAS, it does not have cooled seats, it does not have a third row. So what does the C5 have? Well, it's got a premium touch in everything. The way it looks, the way it drives, the way it makes you feel. And that is why it also deserves and commands a premium in terms of the positioning and a premium in terms of the pricing.